Let's get the headphones all set up. Let's get our sitting position in place. Stretch and snap the neck. And we can just kind of vibe today, you know? That's kind of what we're up to. We're just gonna, you know? So, we're back into Minecraft, and I've had a thought on what we can put into the area next. Because I've kind of been at a bit of a standstill recently as to what would fit here. And I had a thought of maybe some kind of church. That would make sense, right? Just not a small, but not a large church. Something like a religious temple. That would make sense. The question then comes from, where would I put it? I mean, here has a pretty decent little area, but then that's the prison. And this is the shipping area, so I don't know if they would build a church here. We could try here, but then we're at a weird, either we do something diagonal, which I do not want to do, or we kind of try and fit it in a weird space, and then maybe put some trees around in this area. I still don't know what I'm putting over here, because I don't think I want to put some trees there. Maybe like a little bush thing with seating? Ooh, maybe a bush thing with seating. That could work. Ooh, I could pull that off. But yeah, let's go over to the other areas that we've got going on that's very, very plain and still need to be filled in. Would I want it to be up here? That wouldn't be a no. Have it a little higher above, kind of on this level. We could, even out the terrain a little bit, but if we put it around here and kind of pull it forward, it wouldn't be on the top, but it would kind of be situated. We also have this large space here, which I guess could fit church. Put it all the way back here. Which direction would it face? That's a question. Oh, we could put it here, actually. Here wouldn't be the worst. That way we could have some trees kind of around it. Would I put a cemetery next to it, though? I know there's the Royal Cemetery, or the Royal Crypt in the back over there, which we might want to do a little sketch out later. But having a minor... Okay, no, I like this idea. Okay, no, we can do this. Having like a minor little cemetery, and then, yeah, okay. I think I've got my idea. The real question is, what's it going to be made out of? I'm thinking some dolerite, but probably for the floor and maybe some edgings. I doubt we want this to be really, really stand outish. Nothing too dark. I'm not going to be using end stone either. Quartz would be a little too white. And I'm not 100% off pale oak, at least the plank version of them. Maybe a little bit of pink thrown in there to some highlight. We've also got birch. But I don't know if I would... Well, maybe we'll hold on to birch. Let's grab birch and then the logs. And I think then we'll just grab... Because we're doing with a lot of pale. Let's go with a deep slate brick. And tiles. Just to see how the tiles work out. I don't usually like the tiles. And then... the standard stone brick as well. So let's do a little palette test here. Well, that could be the roof of the church, because I'm going with a pointed roof here. That's the thought. So if we do the edging... See, the edging can either be with the dolerite or the black stone. Either I want... Here's my thought. Either I want the corner to be like this and like that, or... like that. Or do we just do... something like this. Something like this. Okay, that's what I think we're going to do. We're going to do something like this. We're going to do the edging and maybe not even that. Yeah, we'll do the pillars and line work with the brick and the majority of the walls with the dolerite. And then we'll definitely have stained glass windows, of course. And then we'll work on how that gets all put together after. Now the question is, to start off, where are we going to put this? I like... Because if I'm going to also have a cemetery, it's a small cemetery. Nothing too drastic. Where are we going to have that in conjuncture with? Because we want a nice flat bit. This is a pretty nice flat bit here. So if we pull the church out from around here, maybe we'll kind of cut... Oh yeah, no, I built all of this. If you go to my stream channel, link in the description below, you can see the actual building process of most of it. But yeah, I did. I have a lot of time on my hands. As I was stating, nope, it's not dark enough yet. Yeah, I'm leaning towards... I don't want it... Well, we can have it kind of close. to the edge here. So what if we put you here, and we'll pull out there. Not too big. There we go. If we go there... No, not there. Because that would be kind of blocking this. So maybe instead... We don't want it too big of a church, to be fair. So then we go like that. And I do tend to scale a little large for not really necessary sizing. So maybe if we then go from here to there... Let me actually see how big that can be. No, that's just a little too big there. Like this... and that. And then we kind of pull it out as a large rectangle. I think that'll work. So then let's pull this out. Hello, hello as well. Ooh, we're getting multiple people to watch today. Oh my, how such a treat. Oh, well, thank you very much. Well, thank you very much for enjoying my stuff. No, I don't have a Discord. So, no, I'm not going to be adding you on Discord. So sorry. Oh, probably because he's a bot. he typed that fast because he was a bot. Da-da-da. Okay, so that's going to be the chance that, yeah, that looks like a decent size. It's also off to the side, so the color difference doesn't really clash. So we can do that, okay. And then the flooring is going to be wood. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that will work nicely. Would you like a would you like a, being that you first time person here, would you like a small tour of the village or the town as it would be? I give you a 10-cent tour of how this is all kind of played out. So, backstory on this. I decided that I wanted to make an adventure map. Yeah, of course. I wanted to make an adventure map. And the best way to start kind of putting that all together is making the starting town. And I have a grander map scale out also. That's all sketched out with some wool for walls and stuff. So, but we don't need to worry about that. This is going to be your starting town. Either you start with a house here, or you crash on a ship over there. Say hello to the giant wheat field. That took me like took me less than a week, but still almost a week to do. There are... Oh yeah, no cheats. This is vanilla, baby. Yeah, my style of map making here also is just get lucky with, well, not get lucky, but try and figure out like keep spawning in worlds and being like, oh, this area. So that's the thing. I like to use the naturalness of world generation. So I actually spawned maybe around here, maybe normally, and I was like, oh, there's some things we can do with this. And then I kind of skirted around the edges of the world. Oh no, I know it makes a whole lot difference, but I'm on nobody's timetable but my own, so fuck it. Some could call me a sadist, but then again, no, masochist, whatever the case. Yeah, so we either start with a house here, or we're gonna crash ship here. Depends on how I learn how to do command blocks. I don't know. That's a huge step at a later part that I'm gonna have to figure out. But basically, this is the area where we're gonna be tutorializing. We've got the entrance here. We've got the lesser folk. I say the lesser folk. The poorer people. They've got some fishing villages. All the interiors, by the way, are decorated in every building you see. That is true. Why not both? Could be something. But yeah, we've got Main Street. Like I said, if you want to see the whole creative process, I've got archived streams on my stream channel. Because Twitch doesn't let us do that anymore. I've also got shops. Say hello to the bakery. I actually really like the bakery. There's a little table that you can have your croissant at. Croissant. Just a few different things. There's going to be an emerald money system, I'm thinking, where you can buy and sell things. You can, I mean, obviously when there's dungeons and stuff, you'll be killing monsters, and at that point you'll get pieces of them. Yes, as I was saying, it's just going to be, I'm going to do my best to learn how to put testificates with specific, like, buying and selling stuff. So, for instance, this is the leather place. This testificate will buy, cow leather, rabbit leather, hide. Exactly. I wanted this to be like a Game Boy Color Legend of Zelda kind of feel with game plus a little bit D&D as well. So this specific building will have a testificate that buys leather, and it will give you some emeralds. Because eventually, I mean, you're going to have clogged up inventory. Eventually. This is the castle. I've had some real fun making that place. This right here. Oh yeah, I don't know what I was putting in here. There was something in here. It was a building that I made, and I needed to fill it with something, but I don't know. Here's the bank. Obviously, you're going to get more than just emeralds as treasure. You're going to get gold, and of course, there's a gold exchange. There is an armorer and a weaponsmith. That is all the way over here. It's a two-part building, where this is where you can see the guy, you know, making the armor in the forge. This is where they make it, so this is where the person that sells the weapons goes. Got some swords, and then in this building is his brother, who sells the armor and shields. I still need to work on walls, though. I need a little bit more. I'm not good at putting up artwork. To be fair. And here's the general store. It's like a corner store vibe to it. I'm actually really proud of this one. We've got the corner little table, little counter here. I mean, you can play that way, but it's not going to have, like, modded classes or anything. It's just going to be like, here's all the stuff. There are dungeons in the world. Go find them, solve the puzzles, and then there's kind of a generalized story that's... It's a bit more of an open world exploration thing where you'll eventually, like, go through the story. Things will link together here and there. But generally, you're just going to be like, oh, what's over this hill? Yeah, this is, again, way in the future. I still have, this is, I think this has almost been, like, not fully. There's a wall system, so here, we'll go and show you part of the wall. This is the dry dock. Oh, I made a parkour thing last time I did a Minecraft stream. There's a parkour puzzle in here that's halfway done. Halfway done. So these orange markers here are part of the wall. There's a lore reason why there's just a giant wall surrounding the area. This is basically the player limit. So I still have to make the wall, obviously, put the giant pillars here, and then, like, connect them all. No, not Attack on Titan. It's more along the lines of these were built long, long ago to protect the area from the outside world, but honestly, things... It's basically just an excuse to put barriers so people don't go too far out of the area. I'll also put, like, little sneaky signs being like, turn around, you've gone too far. Because obviously one of the big things here also is, like, the ocean. It's like, don't go too far out into the ocean, because that's not technically map. So yeah, I basically guided, I kind of chalked out lines around the map. So this is where one of the walls starts, and there's an ending bit over quite a ways. And there's another start over there somewhere, past the wheat field, and it goes around. A little Genshin style. A little. But yeah, the whole point of starting off in a pre-generated map was to be like, oh, let's see what kind of cool stuff was generated when we, start in, and we can work with that. No, I don't play Genshin. No, I tried playing Genshin, that and Infinite Nikki. They didn't click with me that well. But yeah, as I was saying, there's, like, natural generation, because I'm not good with, like, those kinds of modding tools and making forests look natural, so it might as well just keep everything as it is and just kind of work around it. So in here, this is probably where a dungeon is going to be, and there's going to be NPCs in the village that'll be like, oh, I heard a rumor, and if I can figure it out, I'd love to do like a questing side quest achievement thing with the achievement stuff. I know that's doable. Yeah, see, that's why I'm starting in vanilla. If I need to use a mod, then I'd consider it, but it would be like a very minimal mod. Plus, I'm old school. I prefer, like, old adventure maps. Oh, that's good. I don't have the numbers. Yeah, I prefer old adventure maps, so that kind of stuff is kind of what I'm trying to emulate. I'm going to probably do a map once everything is built. I don't know how I'm going to pull that off. But yeah, most of the quest system and stuff is going to be like, hey, there's a rumor that someone in this other village has a thing, or there's a side quest where it's like, hey, can you take this to so-and-so off to another village and you'll get a reward, or you'll unlock a new thing that the merchant can sell in both towns. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of vibe I'm going for. The more you, like, talk to people, a little CRPG-ish, if you will. And you know what? While we're here, it's not fully finished inside the castle. But this took a lot of time. Yeah, this is going to be like a gathering hall for like the dignitaries and whatnot. And you follow the specified path. Yeah, quest-based exploration would be a good thing. There's a mainline quest that obviously unfolds as, you know, you explore and find things. But there's also going to be like some minor side quests and stuff. Throne room. Nice dining area. Now, again, this is all if I can figure out how command blocks work. This could all just be for naught, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I got a lovely kitchen in here. Oh yeah, a resource pack would probably make this real weird, but in a good way. And we've got a storage area, which is a parkour puzzle. Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, like I said, this whole town is the tutorial-ish area. Look, there's a chest up there. Can you figure out how to get to it? I bet you can. It's a short puzzle side quest thing. We've also got the Wizard's Tower. Not completely finished. But again, another parkour puzzle where you have to get to the top. I actually am really happy with how this turned out. Got little floating bookcases all over the place. But yeah, that's just a little bit of the castle. There's still bits and pieces of certain areas that aren't finished. Other hidden bits that are kind of half finished. You've got starts and put on freeze puzzles like this area over here I did last stream. This is a maze / parkour where all the storage boxes, and you've got a half-built ship because this is a dry dock. And then you got the lighthouse over there as well. Yeah, and I say half finished because after you've gone through the maze bit, there's like this office building area, and then you come out this side, and you climb up this, and then you have to jump over boxes to get closer to the actual stuff. Yeah, I know. I was really happy with that aesthetic too. There's a couple things I'm not 100% still. This was an early crane build that I'm kind of half okay with. But anyway. Oh, don't worry. That was kind of the end of the guide anyway. That was mostly everything. Now we can get back to building. So what we need here is to first edge out this to figure out. Oh yeah, I didn't even show you the best part. The best part of this, which you might have guessed. Can you see under this one? No, it's not one of there. Is it gonna be? It might be a better spot over here. Here? No. I've built so much stuff, I think it's a little harder to find. No. Got the side path. Ah, here we are. Is this an area? It's somewhat of an area. Let's just say this entire area was not flat, and it had a lot of trees. We'll just go with that. Same thing with over there, the field. There Okay. Yep, let's get back to the building then. So let's try and figure out how we want this to be. Especially with how you get here. I'm thinking, yeah, we just make a straight line here. Which means... door. How many? 5. So here's this. I'm thinking we'll go with a 3 wide door. Just to be kind of open with it. Which means we're going to want this to be a little bit out for walking and maybe some decoration. And then... that looks good. And like that. Because we don't want to really fuck up the semi-natural look that everything has going for it. Because I like to kind of sculpt a little bit with the earth. So if we can make everything kind of look natural. There we go. See that now? Cuts in. And that can go like that, and we'll work with this stuff after. Like here? Do we want that to be like that? Yeah, we can do that. Actually, it's lining up pretty nicely with already the landscaping that we had previously done. And if we go like this, we can then kind of bring that like so. Hello, welcome back. We're just doing a little bit of yardscaping here. One of the big things, as I was saying before you, as you were leaving there, this whole area was full of trees and not flat. So there was a lot of landscaping done, and right now we've got to do a little bit more. Yep. Okay. That looks good too. Do we want that to be like that? Yeah, let's leave it a little bit like you. And kind of color that in. It's all about coloring in the lines. And then... kind of pull it off here, just to see how it looks. We might need to pull the land out just a little bit more, but it's still got that semi-natural look that I'm looking for. It's like, oh no, it's not like there was just a church placed and then I had to pile up dirt. There's a church here and it looks like it fits where it was placed. So I think I do need to pull this out here. And then we'll kind of color that in as well. There we go. Maybe we'll work on that, maybe not. Let's see. Definitely want this, and it doesn't have to be perfectly 3'd right here. And kind of have it like this, and then maybe stick it in like that, and just have it flat. We'll see how that looks, but for now... Come here. I have no fucking clue. The one thing I'm not good at is names. And, yeah. I'm thinking like an old school name to start with, but when it comes to, like, fantasy names... That's true. But I'm more along the lines of, oh, this is the magical wizard called Steven. Like, even I have trouble with some minor things, and it's like, oh, okay, Steven the Wizard. Alright, that looks good. That actually filled in nice. And this can be... that. And let's go with, you kind of pull into that. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe. That could work, in a sense. How does this look from the front now? That needs to be pulled out a little bit more. There we go. Nope, that didn't work there. Why is that there? There we go. Pull this like that. Just kind of shape the earth as we go. Okay, that's turned out quite nice. Oh, actually, this could be this. Now that I think about it, there's a quest down the well, and maybe the exit to that could be in the graveyard instead of the pond that's out in the back. That could be a good change. Streaming. Quite a while. I'm actually trying to think, because I didn't start streaming regularly like I did my YouTube stuff. I've been content creating for forever. But I don't think I started regularly streaming until later. I can't recall when that was, though. Alright, and then, ta-da! Au natural. That looks nice. And then, you know what? I'm going to want to probably flatten this. Kind of. Do I want to pull like this? Or do I want to? Yeah, no, we're going to want to pull it here. Like so. Flatten that out, and then this will be the area for the cemetery. Now we just gotta fill in all the dirt. This is the part where you're right, mods would help a hell of a lot. But honestly, some days, all you want to do is lay thousands of blocks of dirt while listening to a podcast. That's usually... I mean, that's how this whole area got leveled. Listen to music for 7 hours. Let the ADHD take hold. Go. And yeah, we can put a little metal fence up. Like that. There we go. We can put a little metal fence up here. Maybe, let's trim that just a smidge here. Like this. Build the wall back in here. Because I want to. I don't usually stream with other people. It's been me for as long as I've done content creating. I haven't had the pleasure to collab with others, which I'm okay with. You know, sometimes it's easier solo. Granted, I would love to have like a professional's opinion on some things, because I definitely have like weak spots. Like I can the houses that I have filled in look nice, but there are just some people that can make amazing Minecraft furniture with just half blocks and stairs. I am barely getting by when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm more of a wide vision. Like the castle over here, yeah, it's nice, but if you look a little too closely, it's just a little too flat. And I'm just not good at making the embossing or making it have a lot more texture. I can make variety, sure, with the edging of the roofs and the interiors with the windows, and that's a cow. But, like, it's still, in most places of this castle on the exterior, it's just too flat. I tried my best with the walking paths at the outskirts that kind of connect in and out and stuff in different places. And kind of by accident on purpose, there's a back part here that has... There we go. We've got some catapults, but that was an afterthought. And then again, back here, it's mostly in the back that is just so flat, and it doesn't look right. It definitely has, yeah, texturing is so hard. It definitely has the look of, oh, only one person has done this. But on the same time, it's like, I kind of want it to have that, because only one person has done this. Yeah, vines and cracked brick would probably make it look better. But again, that's texturing stuff that I either go too little or too much. like for smaller things. Like there's a bridge over there that I made that looks good because it's got some of that cracked brick texture. But that works and is able to be done because it's a small project. Once you get to the scale of whatever that is, it gets really difficult. I'm worried about how the dungeons are gonna pan out, but I've got some ideas for that. There's one that I'm gonna be using the new monster in. It's gonna be like a weeping angel maze. I'm really excited to, maybe that might be the next thing I do once this area is done. Like, I've got some weird ideas that hopefully I can pull off. And then there's this yeah, I know. It, like, that alone in my head is like, oh, that's worth the admission price, you know? But then there's this whole other system in play and whatnot. There's even, I wonder if I can find it. Let's go fly around, because this is a pretty large map. I think it's in this area here. It's past the dark woods. It's on a river somewhere. I gotta clean up. I also, what's an even more undertaking isn't the fact that I've made this, like, I've kind of sketched out the outline of this entire land. It's finding all the holes to make sure people don't fall into them everywhere. Like, there's almost too much, but then again, that's kind of the point. I wanted to challenge myself. Where is it? It's not over here. No, it's not over here. Oh, it's over here. Here we are. We're getting close. We're getting close, I think. No. But yeah, there's a lot of patches of water and cave systems that are like, oh, someone could accidentally fall into that. And I don't want that to happen. We're at the end of the continent, by the way. This over there is it's not a long walk, but it's definitely got a lot of stuff in it. No, it's definitely more over on this side. There's not enough land. I haven't done it enough in the open world here to make landmarks for me to work with. That's why I've had to put little markers down, and even then I still get lost. I think it's over on this side. Definitely the one side on the left side of this area of this map has a lot more stuff going on than the right, so I have to be very careful. Ah, here it is. Okay, so this, again, naturally spawning. This was a little island here that's got an abandoned village. Well, storyteller in me says, okay, why is it abandoned? What's going on? Okay, we can make this into like a, not plague-ridden, but something came out of the earth. Because there's a big hole in the ground right here. There's a chasm, like a small chasm over there. Maybe we use some of the whole, the deep, weird stuff. But, like, we're gonna quarantine the island. That's basically the thought process of this is a quarantined island. And then we'll figure out how that all plays out later. Like, I got ideas, just not the follow-through yet. That's all. There's another village out here. There's a ice area over there. What's going to be like an ice dungeon. I'm going to try and incorporate another portal somewhere along with the dungeon that has the end portal. I don't think I'm gonna have people go through the end portal, mind you, but I'm gonna kind of maybe utilize that as an already pre-built structure and kind of work out from there. Because again, as I'm building this solo, you kind of have to find little cheats. So like, if there's a pre-built structure, I'm just gonna utilize it. Like for instance, over here, I don't know if you noticed the little yellow marker right there. That's in the middle of the ocean. There's just a water temple there. It's just here. It's just here. I'm definitely going to use it somehow. I don't know why or how, but I'm going to utilize it, because also this could be... I don't want it to be the first dungeon, because who likes a water temple? But it'll be like, there's a couple guards being like, you know, that something about this is unnerving to have been, you know, why did we build so close to that? I don't know. You'll have to ask the late king. Oh yeah, no, this was a crazy seed. This has some cool stuff. I don't, what's the button for it? It's not F1. Oh, there are settings. Oh, it could. It could. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff. It's not F3. F3! Hey, here we go. Where's, Thump. Oh, that's not what I would want. There we go. Here, for anyone interested, it's somewhere. Where is the seed? Number. Is that where you find the seed number? I don't remember. Chunk, Minecraft World, Block, Fancy West. Client stuff, biome. I don't remember. It's been so long. It's been way too long. Oh! There you go. For anyone interested in the seed that has been used here. There you go. Pause your screen, go back in the video at some point. There's you go. Alright. We want to make sure that the edging bit doesn't look weird. Yeah, that's for you and the archive later on. Which again, as I keep saying, you can go down and link in the description and find the archive to later on, not just this, but all the other Minecraft buildy stuff that I've done. Now, the town's been put together. You can actually see how it's built, because I believe the first time I streamed this, I just did, like, the town square here with, like, a few houses circling it. Because I had already, like, pre-deforested and leveled out everything. And the castle did not exist as it was. And then slowly, as the streams have gone on, you can absolutely see how everything has taken shape. Which is kind of the whole point of it. Like, once this entire, I'd say experiment, but however this map comes together, you can kind of go back and be like, well, how did that get made? Or why was the decision to do this the decision? And then the person can go back in the stream archives and be like, oh, that's what it looked like when it was first being built. You know? I don't know. Multimedia Minecraft map building. Nope. Alright, let's just go like that. There we go. Don't want the shovel. Boop. And boop. Yeah. But again, this is so far in the future. I have a lot to do. There is a lot. I would not be surprised if this was not finished even by the end of the year. Which isn't a great thing, because then I have to contend and start and kind of tweak the map a little bit for when updates come out in Minecraft. You know what? Let's make... Do Do I want this to be... No. No, let's make it dolerite. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot. Alright. Now for the fun bit. Going back and forth and putting up walls. Seeing how tall we want this to actually be. Because I want, like I said, I want a peak roof. Oh yeah, no, I'm doing okay with that. Once there's an update, I'm gonna before an update comes out, I'm gonna back up the map, and I have a little side folder off in the side, which is actually, I think I talked about this the first time I streamed. Yeah, that's about the right height. The first time I streamed my this whole buildy thing, this all came about because way back in the day, way back in the day, I actually did make another Minecraft map, but I don't think anyone is ever going to be able to see it other than me and my memory, because that was on my older computer, and it's now, I think it's lost to time, or it's in the computer backup, but I don't 100% know how to get into it, so I think I have it, my old Minecraft map, but I don't know. So I was like, you know what, let's just make a new one. Using kind of the concepts I had put together for that, along with the new stuff. You know what, I think that's too tall. That's too tall here. So I think what we're going to want to do then is we're going to want to make... Okay, we're going to go one more higher here. But this is going to be the peak. And then we'll slope it down. Yeah, that's probably how we're going to do it. So let's go... Boop, boop. Let's go at least... make the door here, and we'll make it fancier later, but we know that this is the center of everything. Hey, got the height right. Alright, if this is the center of everything, we want to make it at least 3 wide so we can maybe get a chandelier in later. We go down like this. Yeah, that'll work. But I don't know if the dolerite's going to be the ceiling color. Yeah, I like it as the walls, but I don't like it as the ceiling. But we know that at least is existing. Go, and yeah, let's keep it like this for a moment, because building up and then having to build back up again is never a great thing. There we go. Oh wait, no, I'm destroying this. What am I doing? We're just making walls, and then we're just getting to the height that we want, and then we'll figure out the roof after. Oops. There we go. Looks good. Could use a little bit of a nap. We'll set our bed here so that we don't have to keep respawning every single, or have to go through the night. Could use a night vision potion, but then again, that just gives us dry eye. And then if we need to, we'll just punch out some walls for the windows, and then we'll just figure out how that works later. Because again, minor structure first. There we go. And then that goes up by 1. And this gets put on like so. Do I want this down by 1? You know what? Yeah, let's put that down by 1 because then that'll keep with the slope. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to want some kind of difference. There's going to need to be something here. Also, keep that in mind. Ooh, do we want slabs or stairs? I think slabs. Yes. Well, either way, we're going to need to put you there, put you there. There we go. Actually, right here wouldn't be the worst spot for the birch. Yeah. One more higher. Because I don't think I'm going to put actual doors. It's going to be open. So there's no real harm in just having it go like that. Oh yeah, no, I definitely should combine the birch and the logs. I definitely need... Oh, maybe I can do that with the roof. Maybe there's some roofing stuff that I can try and pull off here. There definitely needs to be some sort of stained glass thing here. Maybe some thinner lines as well. Now that it's bigger, actually the whole like curve there, how does that look? The vision changes as the bigger it gets. Yeah, for now we'll keep it like that. Right, how am I going to do this peaked roof? Because the thought is that I go like that. Maybe if I go in... Because usually I do stairs. There's not a tile stair, is there? I don't think there is. Oh, there is a tiled stair. Okay. Now, I don't want it to be 100% like that on the outside. There is a polished dolerite. So let's say we do that. We get... Now that's cobbled brick, polished brick. There we go. We still have the slope, but it's still of the same facet here. Like that. Yeah, that could work. And then the... We're not going to be using stone after all. Tiles then go... like that. Let's do a small section here so we're not removing too much. It looks flat. That's the problem. It just kind of, it just looks like a box. So instead, maybe we add, nope, not you, there. We add some dimensionality to it. Okay, that kind of works. So if we add a little bit of dimensionality, that can work. Do we want to go bop, bop, no, not there, bop, bop, like so? And then maybe instead of it being like that, oops, we go avant-garde and go the opposite direction. Now, not at all. What about like that? That still, no, that doesn't look it either. Might have to do some reference photos, actually, now that I think about it. What is the facade? What is the facade? It could work. Kind of like a cone, almost. Of course, then we're left with the problem of same thing, only in the reverse. What's it going to look like? Oh, no, we could just have a giant stained glass thing. So if I shorten it then. Okay. If that's the idea... I mean, I probably could, but I like to try and get my own spin on things. Well, that is, but I will take a look at that if I'm not happy with how this turns out. I do that. Alright, I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, okay. I do like the idea of having it out like that, though. So let's at least... Oop, come here. Get the corners. Get the corners right. Okay. Actually, already this looks a little bit nicer now that it's not so tall. So if we do that, how are we going to slope this? How do we slope this? Maybe instead of using that, we push that back one. That could work, actually. And we're almost to the roof line. Boing. How does that look from back here? Maybe we then just go like that then. I guess that could work. And then we'll have to figure out what we're going to do for the inside, what it looks like. But I think I do want this to be staggered. So if I put these here, and then we just have them in the back after, that might work better. If we go like that and like that, how does it look from the bottom? A little sinister, I will be honest. But okay. If I do that and then not there yet. And we have it like yeah, but now I gotta worry about the side here. If that's the case, if we kind of mirror that, we go like this, and like that, and like that. That might have something. Okay. And then do we just do the tile after? Like so. Can always bring it down. Kind of fill in the gaps here with with wood. I could try doing that. The inside's gonna be all fucked up looking, but I might be able to do this. I don't know. No, this I don't think it's working. I'm not sold on it. Maybe, okay, maybe we go with this a completely different idea. Because what if we make just a little bit of asymmetry here? Because after all, a church is nothing without a bell tower. So maybe we have a small tower here to kind of break up the flatness, or the squareness. And maybe also change something here. You know what? While now that I'm looking at it here, the real difference is the stark, I don't know, there's something slightly off about the dolerite. So instead, let me try stone brick. Swap that with a tile here. What if we does make it a little bit softer. Maybe we'll do white accents. Yeah. I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay. The fun bit about making things is the tearing them down part afterwards. So I like the idea that we're going with. However, I think it's too white, as everyone says. I think it's a little too white. So I think we'll do close to what that was. Mostly the gray brick, because I wanted something different than the castle, but it's not turning out as well as I wanted it to. So we're gonna do mostly the same. However, I think we will use dolerite in some accent spots. Maybe kind of surrounding the stained glass. That could work. We could have some surrounding bits like that. Really giving the mouse a workout here. Left click thousands of times. Oops, there we go. Boop. And then like that. So, and I'm going to leave that back wall for a moment. That might be able to stay. We can work on it later. For now, we also like the whole peak roof thing. Maybe we can make it just a little bit smaller. Maybe the height that we had it there was a little too tall. Maybe that the forebodingness also added to that. Then you don't get the peakness. Unless we pull the walls down just a little bit lower. Yeah, making it shorter is probably the better choice. I do tend to scale a little too large. But I do want, like, nice walls with, like, not small stained glass stuff. Like, I want a nice thing. Like, there's a stained glass thing in the King's Chamber, the Gathering Hall. I wanted something kind of like that. So if I go like that, and I go from in here, that would just be like a 2? No, we need it to be like 3. So I want it to be at least that tall. Honestly, I'm thinking that I maybe should have started with the windows and then built around. That would at least get the scaling right. So that means... that goes at least to there. We can... go to that. Okay. So now... now what? Because we're kind of in the same boat as we were. It's just the color scheme is just slightly different. Beams. Maybe I could have some beams. Oh, well, that could... there's where my birch could sit. What if we go like this? There we go. Now it's not that flat. And instead it goes here, because having too much birch could be too much birch. Like there, maybe? Then we tee it off. Maybe instead of with the bark, maybe we do stripped. No. Not quite. But I do think the stripped should at least go here. Just so that we have that. And then, oh, and that's what we can use. We can at least go with that for the roof. Having some wooden beams and trusses wouldn't be the worst. Wooden beams and trusses. Yeah, that would be okay. So then we can put this here, and then we'll do something with that there. And then how many was that? 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and then that. Like there. That way we can still have some, like, the blackish roof. But at least it's, like, broken up, but not quite. Okay, that we can maybe pull off. That I like. So now I'm thinking... oh, I'm trying to picture in my head. I'm trying to picture in my head old... like country-style European, or British, more specifically, country-style British monastery. Or at least small church. That's what I'm trying to picture in my head. Tags? Oh, yeah, for the description of stuff in the streams things. So if I do... Listen, I've tried many a thing over the years to get more views. Trying to put tags in, titling streams in different ways, thumbnails and catchy things. It doesn't work as well as you'd think. Let's put it up by 1. Because then that could be like that and that. Okay. I definitely want... Put it like this. It doesn't work as well as people say it does. Good. Yeah, I'm okay with the roof being tiled like that. Oops. I'll be honest, I don't know what you mean, what you're talking about by Days of Monsters. Is that a game? Yeah, okay. I'm okay with how the roof is. I definitely should add something above the door here. You are correct when it comes to there. Maybe that's where we can add the accents. Ooh, here we go. Wait a minute. We want it 3. No, like this. And we can have the stained glass here. Oh. Oh, are you talking about my YouTube channel stuff? Days of Monsters. Yes. I think I know what you're talking about. I would check the date on when that actually was put up, because the chances of what you're thinking is from many years of being on the YouTube page. Do I want to do this too? Like that? Yeah. Yeah, that looks okay. I'll work with this. This works okay, because then I can maybe put like this. Nah, that's too short. Yeah, that... Days of Monsters, if I'm remembering correctly, was one of my first YouTube videos. That is old. That's why that has probably so many. It's old and niche. That's why it has so many views. Oh yeah, no, I've been at this for a while. Let me tell you, you don't just blow up overnight. No, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time, and not a lot of payoff. But you know what? I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because it's just what I enjoy. And if someday I happen to blow up and become popular, all the better for it. I put out videos that I like. I do streams where I'm actually enjoying it, because I had a couple years where things were going a little slow, and honestly, I've hit a balance. I'm happy with the stuff I'm putting out. I like the streams I do, even if I don't have thousands of people or even a couple hundred people watching. Honestly, just the talking of you and me, I'm happy. And I get to do just a little bit of creative stuff along with it. And hey, maybe every once in a while I do what is popular. And someday that might make people notice. But until then, I'm happy. I think it's called Zen. I think that's the terminology we're going with now. I'm Zen. Let me get do like that, so we can at least get the rest of this roof. Figure out what the inside's going to be, because maybe once I finish the roof, then I can maybe get the proper look here for the front and the back. Not familiar with that YouTuber, if they are, but I'll take that as a compliment. Go. But yeah, if you're looking through the archives now of the YouTube channel, you're in for a lot. I would suggest, just if you're looking for something specific, go check the playlists. See if there is a series that catches your eye. If not, just pick something at random. And again, don't forget the stream archive. That's a newer channel, I will say. Thanks to YouTube not having a totally full archivable, like having a time limit for archived videos. I went way over that time limit. So I had to shuffle all sorts of stuff over to YouTube early this year. Luckily, I was already in the process of doing that because I had the thought of it, but... Oh yeah, the sides of this place, the sides of this place look good. It's the front that's a little... Well, it's coming together. That actually looks okay. Well, maybe instead of... Yeah, that's that. Okay, there we go. That's better. So we'll do that. How are we gonna do the back, though? You know what? We'll do the stained glass, and then we'll, like, refurbish the wall. Right. You are absolutely correct. I should add stairs. I do that with over there, with some of the other buildings. But it's hard to make them cleaner when they're, with the gaps and everything. I can only do so much. Plus, I'm thinking of using, regular glass blocks. Oh, no, maybe not. No, I will use panes of glass, so that way it can at least have a little bit of, a tiny bit of dimension, even though right now it doesn't. Deny? No. Okay, I don't have. There we go. We'll remove that for now. Okay, how does that? Careful. How does that look? A little weird. Not gonna lie, a little weird. How does it look from the ground, though? Again, a little weird. I think that here looks fine. Should I instead go like that? No, we tried that before. Alright, well, let's go inside, because I do think with the crosshatch here, it does look good. There is some stuff that's making this look pretty good. Where is the tile? Cracked deep slate tiles. Here we go. Do I want to go one more peaked up? I want to keep it like that. Let's keep it with the 3. There we go. And I know how to make really nice chandeliers, so we can at least do that. Yeah, it's just the edging on the front and back wall that is just a little weird. We could... Now this is a thought that could be a little weird. Let's try it. Make it totally flat. Just have the edges. That might work, actually. All right, well, have a good sleep then. Thank you for the conversation. It was very nice. And I hope you you show up to more streams. Hope you enjoy. Until next time. I want to go one more like that. Make this just a little bit bigger. No, I like that. Maybe instead... Oops, nope. You. Like that. Yeah, that's okay. Slightly looking like a penis. I will... Oh, no. It is. I made a penis head and a shaft. Now the question comes in as, do I want to keep it that way as a joke, or do I want to change it? And I'm leaning towards the joke. Oh. Just having people come past. Why is that a penis? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is a white cock. That is a big white cock. We have to change it. We have to do something else. What if we just... do that? A little bit better. Ooh. No. Alright, if I do this... Then we go like that. Okay, at least it's not a penis anymore. No, we need it symmetrical in that way, right? We don't need it symmetrical. Okay. Now it looks like an egg, but it's better than a penis. Fucking hell. Maybe cross it like that. We could. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks a little Triforce-y. I'm not against it. I'm not against it being a little Triforce-y. Alright. Maybe with that Triforce idea in mind. Well, I do the thing there, but didn't technically want it to be like that, but I guess we're gonna have to. There we go. Okay, at least that's definitely not a penis. That's a lot better. I'll admit that's a lot better. Maybe we can pull this down. All the way. Get that nice glassed in. Yeah. Oh no, can't do that because then this is here. What if I do keep it like that? Because then I can go like that and that. No, now it just looks like... No. Back to where it was. Come on. Started looking balls-ish again. Don't necessarily want that. There we go. Nap time. Beautiful. Okay. Front's looking nice. I'm actually leaning more. Can we do it like that? No. Okay. I'm okay with this. And then this and this. Pull this back a little bit? I might be able to. That actually would maybe be the first. If I do that, how are we going to do the roof? How are we going to do that? Do we do stairs? No, maybe we do the pale. Maybe do the pale oak stairs here. Just to be a little bit different. Because we'll look up. I don't know, I like the black and the white. Well, there's a little too much. So if I do that... And then this along with that. And I can half slab the roof here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We'll do a side here to see what... Stop it. Oops. What that looks like. That. And then we have more open windows. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Okay, I definitely do need that. But let's do the pulpit here. Maybe half slab. Maybe slabs instead here. Boop. Then we go like that. And then we have you with a lectern, obviously. And then what is... There we go. We're just going to do a red banister just for the moment. Nice. We'll do the details... We'll do a small details like that later, but I just wanted to see what it would look like. Either way, I just wanted to get a general view of that, so there we go. We're just gonna really go big there. If it wasn't a penis before, it is now. Maybe keep it with the triangle theme, actually. Yeah, keep it with the triangle theme. And then we can... Go about that tall? Well, okay, well, at least we'll know. Goes up to the roof line. Like that? Yeah, like that. Do I want it cornered, or do I want... No, the others are like that, so let's keep it as that was. So now we just gotta remove the excess, do a little trim the hair, a little nice barber cut. There we go. Beautiful. And then we bring this out like so. And this is just 2. There we go. Fill that in. Maybe we just do a 2 here. How would that look? And then like this. Just like a 1. Go. Alright, it's a little something something. That's okay. So how does that look from down here? We'll just do a little spin around, a little pirouette. Definitely needs a bell tower. We'll break off. It's not... Now with the square facade, and I like the peak roof. We're going to keep it with this. Definitely. I think I'm going to keep it like this too. Yeah, I'm going to keep it squared like that. Yeah, well, we got the, I think we got the inside now. We've got what we want as the aesthetic. No, careful. Back and forth, back and forth. Go, and let's go with the flat piece. Pale oak, oops. There it goes. It's getting a little dark though, so let's go take a nap. We may though need some night vision potion. to see what we're working with in here. Very nice. Okay. It's looking okay. We'll see how the windows turn out once we start poking holes through the walls. Alright, what we'll do then. Let's see what we got for spacing here. We want the center. Do I want that all the way up to the roof here, or do we want it like that? Yeah, like that would be okay. So we have the center of the wall. Now, do I want just little square windows like this? And we can kind of pull off like so. Or do we want gaps? Yeah, that might be too much. Yeah, just 3. Maybe we can do a little something fancy, though. We are making triangles. For some reason, that's our theming for the church, triangles. So maybe if we... Well, the penis head's back, but that's okay, because... I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not okay with the slight going over here, though. So you know what? We'll keep with the rectangle. Oops. We'll keep with the rectangles on the 2 edges, and then go with this. Yeah, I think I like that. I like that. Very nether portal-ish. You two, and then you and you two. And then down like here. Now the big question is what the glass color is going to be. I'm thinking yellow. Yeah, well, maybe something more similar to what we were doing over here. Maybe. clear out this. Also, while I'm thinking of it, this doesn't need to be like that. Yeah, that's fine. Don't need it like that. Alright, so yellow, orange, and red is that color. Yeah, there is still stuff I need to do here with the tops. Oh, maybe. Ooh. Something like that. That could work. That didn't work. I mean, we do have corner bits like that. It's not flat. And I know that this also needs that to be like that. Yep. Okay. Don't know, because that is the question here. Do I want to go close to the center? Do I want to go close to the edges? Close to the edges would be a little cleaner. Yeah, it's a little cleaner. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit more temple-y. It's not quite hitting the right old school church vibe that I was originally going for. I think that might be for a smaller town. Because right now, that's not what this is. Stretch. Ooh, but... Oh. For what we have right now... Yeah, it's good. Now, do I want... Now, here's the question. Do I want to take out one of these windows here and put in a bell tower? I think I do. Where is that going to be? Probably on this side here. So if we can... Yoink, grab this. How is that going to play out? Do I want it flat against? Do I want it one out? I think flat against would work. Okay. Pull it out. Pull it out like that. Oh no, that's the question. Do we just have a short, like a nice tower that goes up to here with a bell? Or do I have it spiral up? And I think we need, no, I think we just needs a nice pull chain, and then we're good. Just a pull chain. How tall I want this to be, mind you. A little bit shorter. Right there. That works. go. That doesn't exist there anymore. We can have that. A door? Yeah, it's gonna need a door. Yeah, we'll definitely want it to look a little different. Actually, while we're here. Ooh, actually, well, you know what? Let's look at doors. Let's look at doors and see if there's something we can work with. Right now, that looks a little weird. So let's look at the door first. Functioning blocks. No, it's not in there. It's under red. No, it's not under redstone. It's under wood. Oh, you know what? We can just do door. Pale oak would definitely work here. These are the few times that actually, with the barnyard look. So I put you there. And I do that. It's not quite right. Do it like that. There needs to be something here. Something. Okay with that. I'm okay with that. Alright. That doesn't go up that high. Up to there. So instead, how are we going to do this little roof pitch here? Then we're gonna need some blackstone here, or deep slate here. There we go, to kind of square it off. On that aspect. Boop. That way we can just kind of wrap it around. That. Yeah, like that. And then we get the flat bit here. And that's like that. Now the question remains... do I do the corner bit like I did previously? Yeah, you know what? We do. We do. Because then we can pull out the roof just a smidge. that's okay. And then we can put, like, here. And then like that. Like so. Put all of this down. Lovely. Yes? Yes. Unless I do want it. No, we're not going to want it that tall. Too tall. Don't want it too tall. In fact, do we want to put the corners like that? Yeah, let's put the corners like that. Okay. So that's you. Let's, oops. Clean that out. Missing some light, I will say. So let's grab... Not there. Just some light here. And we can put... Oh, I know what we can put. We can put some iron bars. And we need the chain as well. We need functional block for the bell. Because even though it's technically not going to be how it is, I'm gonna need this. Put that there, like so. Pull chain that technically isn't connected, or will work as a pull chain. There we go. There. Cute. Little side room here where the bell gets tolled and yada yada. Cute. Let me see what it looks like from the outside with that. Yeah, that looks okay. Put it down one. There. Alright. Now, windows. How are we gonna pull you off? I keep thinking blue. I don't know why. We know that cyan works really well in this area. We've got yellow, orange, and red. We don't want white, because everything else is white. Light gray could be a thing. Looks just like one of the inventory slots, mind you. Alright, let's see. You know what? Let's start small. Okay. So the light gray definitely is light gray. It's not too much. Maybe we do go white. If I do that, like that, it's a very pale. Because the front and the back are where the big stained glass looking bits go. I don't think light gray works here. So we'll keep it with the white. Boop, 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 boop. Yep, there we go. Not bad. Nice. So now we go with the back. Let's start with the yellow on the edges here. Then orange. And then last, red. Hard to put this stuff down. But I like it. Ooh, maybe instead we put this here. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, screw the blue. That's not going to work here. Yeah, that's a nice looking stained glass window. Just enough. It's just enough. So let's do a slight mimic. Here, here, and here. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with the sides there, but... There we go. That's nice. Oh, that's real nice. How do we do the sides then? I think we'll complement that with that. Ooh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Then we go from that back to this. And the yellow. Swap back and forth. Ah. Now the bottom here doesn't look as good. Let's... Oops. Punched a hole in the floor. Maybe we keep it then with that. And then go something completely different. And go with the white here. That's okay. Look at that. As we enter... Oh, yeah, that looks nice. Okay. Okay. Ooh, stretch. Do a little stretch. Oh. Alright, now it's time to genuflect. Let's get... Let's get... Do I want oak? You know, for this... You know what? Let me take a look over here. Let me go over here. Because I know usually we're using birch for furniture. But that's not going to work here. So oak could be the alternative. And then... trapdoor with that, unless we go with a different trapdoor. Could be oak. Yeah, that could be okay. So then we go flat maybe as well. Honestly, now that we've got the point... Now, you know what? I like how it is. I'm just thinking, do I want to point it out? No, we're good. We're good. Right, how do we do this? Because I know that I will want some red carpeting. Up to like there for now. Yeah. And we'll put the stuff there. Okay. So then, what do we want here? Do we want you like this? Or like that? No, that doesn't work. I don't think that works. That looks better. Definitely think we're going to go half slab here. Yep, that works. So then we go bop, 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 and hold it there. Alright, there's going to be a lot of trapdoors. Lovely. Yeah, that looks churchy enough. So I think then we'll keep with the pulpit being made of that. Where do we want to put the lectern? Because that's not going to fit on a half. Like that. Do I want a stair? Might want a stair here. And now it is impolite to stare, but bad jokes. Maybe we can put something here and here. The upturned stuff ain't half bad. Now that I look at that, actually the upturned stuff looks pretty good. And we just have the very short Reverend. I do like, okay, instead do it that way. And like that. Put you there, and then the half slab can go there. There we go. That's a bit better. There we go. Nice, 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 nice. Now, Lights. We're gonna need a chain. And we're gonna need fencing? What fencing? Oak? You know what? We're gonna probably use the same stuff we've been using. To the tavern! Oh no, we used birch out in here. I'm gonna probably use either spruce or dark oak. I'm leaning spruce. Yes, I know, we're getting along quite nicely. I don't remember what I used in the library. Nope, libraries. Nope, next turn. God, I really need to mark these walls. In here, yeah, it was cyan. I think we're going to stick with red candles. Because not only is that going to be an extremely light accent color not light accent color, but, light's because it's a candle. No, that's going to be an accent color. But it'll also give that color that we need. So I think we're only going to put... We're not going to go that far down. Maybe 1 to 2? In fact, while I'm thinking of it, let me grab the red candles. Beautiful. And then let's take a look at where you hang. I think it does need to be 1 higher. But do I need to do the spruce or the dark oak? Well, let's see it in the light better. Missed a block there. All right, we go in. Does that need to be 1 up higher? It might need to be higher up 1. Because I like how that hangs, but it's just a little too close. So I think that's what we're going to do. All right, and then I think we're going to use the spruce, not the dark oak. Plus, now I can use... nope, there it goes. There it is. Now I can not have it in the wrong spots for the windows. Now, where... here we are. There we go. That's the spruce one, right? Yeah, it is. There we go. Beautiful. Now we can start putting the candles in. Do I want 4 candles? 3 candles? Let's start with 3. Maybe we can use yellow instead. Well, for now, let's just see. We'll say, having wax drip on your parishioners, not the greatest church-going experience, I would assume. They're beeswax candles, so actually they have a very low melting point, so it's not going to burn them. What if we do... yellow and orange instead? I think the yellow looks a little too like the pale. Maybe if they're lit, they'll look a little different. Oops. Don't burn. Yeah, the yellow looks a little too much like the birch. It's a little sharp. I think the orange is actually what we're going to go with. I think we'll stick with the 4. Go. Stop trying to burn the church down. Don't do that. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. That's good. Got the spruce. We got the pulpit. Lectern. We got the little bell tower. That turned out pretty good. Now, now we have the real fun bit starting up. The graveyard. Now, I'm pretty sure... yeah, we'll definitely have the deep slate here. How do we want to do this? We definitely need iron bars. Oops. Maybe some copper as well? Definitely iron. Functional. I wanted a lightning rod only because I want to see. You know what? Let's just put that right there. Because that's just, I don't know, funny for some reason. I don't know. Doesn't fit. Didn't fit. There we go. Nope, not quite. Not there. And then bop bop, and it goes to that. Okay. So now we've got that. Needs to go at least. Be careful, watch it. Zombies need to stay inside here. Unless we go with cracked and moss. No, that's going to be for the actual graves. And done. Okay. Graveyard there. We'll put grass and stuff up at the end. We're gonna need a shovel. Obviously. To get slight pathing. And then we'll edge it around everything else after. How do I want to do this? Do I want to cut this mountain out? Or at least this part of this mountain just a little bit? No, because then that kind of fucks with how the sloping of this would look. Well, at least on the one side. Do I just put up a fence? Maybe I do just kind of bring this down all the way. And that's where the line is, and that's how that is. That might be... That could work. Alright, let's bring the... No, I don't need to bring it. Let's just grab a bed, sleep it off. We'll be back after. We'll work on fixing up the wall and mountainside here after. I'm not good with cliff sides, I will admit. Landscaping? Sure. Cliffscaping? Not that much. You can tell when the stream is going to be ending soon, when I've gone non-verbal and I'm starting to get tired. I've become non-verbal and in more of the concentration phase of the building set here. Probably once we finish. I mean, I was planning on once we finish. Once we finish the graveyard, we were probably going to end the stream anyway. That's still a good half hour, 45 minutes. Especially if we're going to be working on this cliff face here. Trying to sculpt that out. Do I want that to stay like that? Actually, I kind of do. If we go like that, and like that, okay, that's not totally too bad. That needs to change like that. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. And then that going down. Like that. Yeah, keep that there. Then we need grass. To scrape out all of this. And replace it with turf. Very sod-heavy land here. Gotta make sure we don't get any grubs, though, because that's just gonna kill it right off. Very niche joke I just made there. That's a grass management joke. Get the weed killer, get the grub be gone, you're able to get moles. That's the kind of comedy you stick around with me for, huh? Sodding humor. Sure. Oh, fuck me. Oh, maybe instead of the front there, we have it come in the back. That's how... That's how we can manage that. That could work. I actually like that a lot better. No, because A, we kind of built the whole system off of this. And B, it would screw up the rest of the scaling there. So what I'm thinking is we just have the exit. We're not going to have this connected. The inside will be connected. Actually, both of these don't need to be connected too much. We'll have just the main thing here. And little branching off paths and stuff, so we don't need to worry about too thick of a pathing. Now, question, do I want... Well, I mean, I don't really know. Still don't really know how the trees are going to fit around here. We're definitely going to have some trees here. This is going to be a little bit more forested. Well, not forested, but kind of like how this was, but more around the edges. A little bit more sparse, though. We're definitely going to need something here in this section, but at least it's now got something. It's not just empty. I'm okay with that. That's not bad. So, okay. Now, actually, we're going to keep the shovel. Now we got to come up with graves. I had a couple ideas on that. I had an old trying to think what I wanted the headstones. Do I want sign headstones with comedy bits? Yes, obviously. So it's going to be signs. But the real question is, what kind of dirt are we going to go? Coarse. Oh, potsot would actually be okay. Rooted dirt, not mycelium, because that gets destroyed real quick. So if I put... Let's start here. Little thing there. Yeah, because then they got that. That's the go-to. That's the dug earth plus the gravestone. Yeah. Something simple. We don't need them labeled at all. It's kind of more for, I guess we can put a little side quests. Oh god, the dead have risen and you gotta kill a couple of them. Clear up the church. It's not rats, at least. So let's do this. So let's fill up some graves. Of dead people, but it's a big graveyard. We're not gonna fill it fully. It's not a full graveyard, obviously. Well, it's just minorly full of dead bodies. Minorly. Gotta make it also just a little creepy. We'll work on that later. Once we get the... once we get the vibe down here. The pattern. Dead bodies. Don't know why I decided to sing that. There we go. Ooh, maybe we can have a dead tree. I like that idea. We got here is a hanging tree. What looks dead? I mean, acacia is gray. If we just use the wood. You know, just a log there. That pale oak's also gray, but that we're using as a magical sense. Yeah, that'll work. This'll work. Right here. Because I'm thinking also we have a couple benches. We all love benches in this area. So we'll have a couple sitting benches. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this guy. His grave needs to be removed. There we go. Send it this guy. There we go. This guy too? Yeah, this guy too. Just a little too... Yeah, I just wanted the edges to be a little bit nicer. With the turns and the slants. We can work with that. Yeah, that'll work. Alright. So, dead tree. Not too tall, actually. Let me go with that. And then we'll go like that. There. Like that. It's not coming together right. Maybe if we put it someplace different here. Well, what do we want? What do we want from it? No, it's not coming out. It's not coming right. It's not coming out right. Might have to get reference to dead trees in Minecraft. We'll come up with it later. Okay, so... we'll definitely fill this area in. With graves. Graves. Name that reference, kids. And then, alright, we'll definitely want a little bit more, of this. That. There we go. Okay. It is really raining outside right now. I can hear it. It is coming down. Luckily, no thunder yet. But I don't want to speak too soon on that. Okay. Little plot. We got plots here. We definitely need more things. We definitely need more things. So if I go like this, like that. And there's our other slight branching off path. There we go. Where does this end? Maybe instead we turn it here. Yeah, I'm okay with it being just a little weird corner bit. We can always have this go like that. And like that. Oops, nope, that doesn't go there. There we go. Little sections. Good. Let me go. I don't know if I want to put in some undug graves. For now, this is okay. But what I do think I definitely want to cut the grass and then start putting in flowers. At least some flowers and some grass. Question of what this over here is going to be is a good question. Slight mausoleum? Yeah, leave it like that. So, okay, a little bit like that. More graves. I think I'm good with all the dead things. Because while this town has been around for a while, it's not full of dead people. I think now is the time for benches. So we're just going to go and grab the usual. Because now we're now we're outside. Yes, that'll work. That's not great. Do I have them? That's a good question. I need to reference. Do I have them on the edge of paths? Well, there's always coarse dirt around them. So maybe we'll grab some coarse dirt. Yeah. We'll grab some coarse dirt and we'll start filling in some bits and pieces. So if I want a bench here, we're then going to want some coarse dirt around it. Like so. Nice. And we'll keep it dirt like that. We don't want to go back one because then it will touch the fence, or the iron fence, and it'll connect. We don't want that. This one we will put back. Maybe we do not. You know what? No. We'll just put flowers. Bench there. Put some other stuff. Yeah, that'll be okay. Okay. Yeah, this is where a tree needs to go. That's too short. There we go on that. Oh, there, that works a little bit better. A little bit better. Let me drink some water. Lovely. Aqua. Unless we actually want to put a tree. I don't know. Something's missing here. Something. I got half of a graveyard going on here, and it's not quite right. I might have to just... I want the 2. We'll go with the 3. Might have to hold off on the rest of this graveyard until I kind of figure out what it's missing. But I can tell you what it is missing. Grass. Anything else in the inventory? Nope. Okay. So let's... Can I put... Nope, can't grow anything on that. Maybe we just need some grass. No talls and no flowers. Because it is a graveyard, just because... Just because... Something. I lost my train of thought. Something about it not being kept well. It's a lot of grass. It still looks fine. That doesn't, I don't want that there. That can go. That and that can go. Those can go. Manually place a couple grass here, just so that I can have some sand in a couple spots. Yeah, and we're definitely going to want to put stuff there. Oh, maybe not moss. Pale oak? No. Where is... No, we don't want a Zazel. We do want... There we are. We want the flowering stuff. But just as an edging. Right along that. I think that's what it's definitely missing. I mean, that side at least. Since I placed it, it's not going to despawn. Yay! There we go. Nice and grassy. Nice and unkempt. Well, maybe too much grass, but... And then I don't know what I want to do here or here. Again, maybe the dead tree. But... Well, maybe. Here's what I could probably try. What? Where is it? 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 Acacia sapling. And just see how it goes. Do that. And then we remove the leaves. I want it to... No, it needs to be a little... Let's try again. Now that's a little too tall. Might be thinking of differently generated acacia trees. There we go. Alright, one more time. There we go. Don't know why it looks better when I didn't make it. But that's fine. Nope. And then we want this. Because I want it to not have any orange. There we go. Fully dead. Do I want to add a little bit like that? Nah, let's not complicate it. Nah, again, it's just not right. What we could attempt is to make a giant, like a big oak, and then just replace all of it with acacia wood. That way we have the structure of a tree we like, but in the color we want. The only problem with that is getting it to grow properly. We can maybe trick it, though. Trust me on this, alright? I think I know this. Yeah, there we go. Can we... No, that didn't work. I believe I can make this go a little bit taller. Don't know if this trick still works. Again, Minecraft has evolved quite a bit. So let's see if I can get this to properly... No, it's not going to do what I think it's not going to do that. It's just going to pop into existence. We might have to just do trial and error with this one. You just might have to just get lucky. You can easily get a tree down, though. Nope, again. Come on, where was my luck? We need the luck that I had when we were doing over there. We got so many large trees. In fact, we didn't even want large trees. But now, we do. Come on. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. I mean, it's bigger than what we wanted. It's big. No, dark oak. No, I want... Hello, again. Hopefully you enjoyed your nap. No, I want something more along the lines of this. Rather than, what a fat dark oak or even a jungle would provide. That way I can at least... Yeah, I thought I tried. Let me try. That might be an old Minecraft trick, though. I was trying to remember that, too. There might have been a different version of how trees generated. Because, yeah, right now it doesn't really do much. At the moment, I believe it's just luck. Now, I could be very wrong. Yeah, I don't think that trick works anymore. Or that could be a modded thing and people don't realize it. But I do know what you mean. It probably was one of those earlier builds. See, it's getting a good height to it. I'm happy about that. But it's not getting branches. Alright, a couple more, and then I think we're just gonna leave it alone for now. Alright. Let's get lucky. No. Here's the thing I really don't want to do right now. Here's a little peek, not peek behind the curtain, but what I was thinking. We definitely want some trees along, like, this area. Like, maybe a little bit along here. Not to, like, block off the fencing, but to make, you know, have there to be at least something here. I don't want my tree luck to have a tree grow huge and then be like, well, I don't want you there. I want you over there. Oh, this one's taking a little while. Come on. No. There are, yes. That's in a pale or the pale woods or something, which does exist in this seed. That's a thing we are going to be working on at some point. Okay, here's my thought. I'm gonna plant. I'm gonna plant a couple trees, and if yes, they would look good and they would be ominous. Well, you know what? I'll show you what. They would look good and they would look ominous. But I don't know. You can actually grow them, not in the right biome. Unless they need to be 2x2. Ah, no, they need to be a 2x2. Because technically, they're still the same variety as a dark oak tree. But they're pale. Because this kind of tree spawns near... in biomes near the dark oak forest, which is how it, you know, it is in the world we are now. You are absolutely correct also, it would be a very creepy vibe. But I'm also using the pale oak here as like a magical accent. I could. It's not a bad idea. What I'm hoping right now is I'm going to plant, like I was saying before, I'm going to plant some trees. And if one of them happens to be big, I'm just going to copy do a little bit of copying. That did not happen here. I'm gonna put one more here. And here. Nope, we didn't get lucky in the tree lottery. We did over there in the park area, though. That's why I decided to make it a park. Alright, let's go with, then... Do I want flowers over here? Yeah, flowers are fine. Oh, this only the stump remains could be actually not a terrible choice. That actually could work. I like that. There you go. There we go. Lots of grass. Lots of texture. Not that much texture. There we go. I like the stump idea. So let's go with... You know what? Let's go with the oak. Could be corrupted too. But I don't want to make those kinds of decisions when we're still just building. Because then that kind of pigeonholes us into certain areas with storytelling. But you're not wrong. Oh, I was hoping that one actually went. Alright, couple more. And then I think we'll call it for trying to spawn in trees, and we'll try another day. Or I'll do it while I'm listening to a podcast. I always assume that the more bone meal that's put onto the tree, the bigger it's gonna be. But that's just not true. Alright, one more. Come on, roll the dice. Ah, fuck. Alright, we'll try this again another time. We'll get back to it later. And hey, if we make another tree that's, I don't know, close enough, I'll figure it out. I can figure it out later. Alright, you know what? Actually, do I want to make a few more trees here? I might fill this in just a little bit more with trees, actually, now that I look at it. Go, and not quite bit of obfuscation. Trying to direct the eye. You know what? I don't like this tree here. Do I want this tree here? No, I don't like this tree here. A little bit of obfuscation. A little bit of blocking line of sight. That's how Disneyland does it. So we're going to pull it off as well. Move you over to there. Like that. And let's make it daytime. So we can see. And it's a little too much tall grass here. Let me trim that down. There. That looks fine. That looks good. Yeah, okay. Alright, so you enter the... Let's do the sightseeing tour here. You enter in. You got the trees to the left, trees to the right. You don't exactly see what's over there. Plus, we're probably going to have another something here. I don't quite know. But you got that. You see the castle in the distance. There's the church. Actually looks pretty good. So we won't... I don't think we're going to put any more trees in the center here. Maybe a couple trees here. Yeah, we got a tree here. A tree here. And tree there. How did I get the grass? Oh, nope, don't need that. There we go. Not too much. Trim it down. Little cut. Pull off the top. You. A couple flowers is okay. This area. There we go. Past that. Yeah. Now we go over to the residential. Down in this direction. Yeah, that works. And one more tree. Tree right there. Yeah, oh, that perfect. I wanted a short tree. Little stumpy boy. Beautiful. All right, got that there. And then let's grab the go to lighting. Like so. Let's see, how's the path looking? We can kind of take a little bit of a, there we go, a little bit of that. Soul lanterns would be good, but I want to use those in dungeons rather than the outside world. Make the dungeons feel a bit more eerie, while the outside world feels more normal. But you're not wrong, but I definitely will be using soul lanterns at a point. there or there? There or there? That or that? Yeah, like that. Thank you. I've got a few more places where chandeliers go. A little bit of chain, some fencing, got the candles all nice and placed. And yeah, here's the finished cathedral. Chapel, whatever. We got the little lectern here with the step up. You got the pews. You got the stained glass, which is still in theme with the stained glass that's over there on the castle. I actually really liked it. You missed the part where I accidentally made a penis. And then, yeah, we got a little bell tower where the chain, you pull the chain and the bell goes. Little Quasimodo-esque thing. Very nice. Yeah, nice little up on the hill vibe. Got the light. Trust me, it looked too much like a penis at one point. I was contemplating keeping it for the joke, but I decided against it. Now, let me think here. Because I think I'll put another couple trees around here. I think we'll kind of curve this off and pull the earth back. That might be another place that I make a penis church. I don't know. Make a whole side quest line of a joke. Who knows? I'm not in the writing stages of this yet, though. So we will see. Just the drafting. If I pull the earth back a little, I can put a couple trees here. Got the 2 bits of the land there. But now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna put here. I don't just want to fill in trees. I do want a couple more buildings, but I don't know what I need to build. That's the real thing. At this point, I'm kind of stretched thin on what we can build. Because I got plenty of shops, plenty of housing. I don't need more houses. If I think of it, I'll maybe put another shop. Then again, there's a vacant one over there. I do need a barracks, but I'm thinking about putting the barracks more up top here. And the training grounds and all that, which is its own problem. There's still sunroof. Oh, this one? That, my friend, is the archery shop. You can buy arrows here, and this is the air quote tutorial of shoot the 3 shots, win a prize. Again, gotta figure out how command blocks work, and I can pull that off. Okay, again, inspiration from Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. No, was it Majora's Mask? Yes, Majora's Mask, where you had the shooting gallery. So I made a shooting gallery. And yes, it works, and it has a chime to it. Now, there's another sunroof over in the library area of the castle as well. You got the back alleys, all the nice houses, the warehouses, which I do need to fill in with stuff. You can pull off some cool stuff with redstone. One of the side quests, speaking of redstone, is lighting up the getting the light, the words. The lighthouse had half of the words right. The lighthouse lit up. So again, you got to go off somewhere and get the piece and bring it back to him. is what I'm thinking. Got a park. But you know what? That fits. That fits. It looks nice. Might need a little bit more, maybe a couple more trees on the side here. A couple more trees, but I'm not going to fill in a few more trees until I actually figure out what here is going to be. Well, it's going to be a while, so stay tuned for that. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, if you want to see like the real bare bones on how this thing had just started, I think I started last month, maybe late the month before. I know that the stream archive, or not the stream archive, because that's probably a little bit off kilter. Oh yeah, no, I work fast when I'm not doing shit. This is kind of this is a major side project. It doesn't really matter as much compared to, you know, the main channel and all the other stuff I do. Oh, I'm like I said, you play a podcast and let the ADHD take hold. Just just goes. I just go. Plus, I've already, like, I have a theme of my own that I like to stick with, like the housing theme with the bricks and the wood and the stuff. So I know how to build a house, like, in a matter of, like, 45 minutes to less than a half an hour. Unless it's like a big 2-story like this. I think some of these houses took like 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how I wanted it to look. That I don't even want to consider how long that took. Oof. But yeah, no, I get a little. Oh, actually, now that it's nighttime, we can look at this in the night. Okay, good placement of the lantern. We like that. We'll place a few more lanterns when I figure out what's going here. Do I want another lantern up and around here? I kind of do. How about there? Lantern here. Lantern whoop, 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 up here. Definitely want some kind of lantern here. There we go. That I want. This one, you know what? We can get rid of this one. That we want. You know what? Do we want to put it on the other side? Kind of want to put it. Of course, now this tree's in the way. I could always take the tree down and pull it back a little bit. Sure, what's stopping us now from doing that? Absolutely nothing. Plus, there's already grass here, so I don't really need to worry about too much. So if I just go like that and like that, that's where the tree was. I want it to be here instead. There we go. Beautiful. Not really touching anything. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now it's not in front of the church here. It's off to the side. And while we do that, might as well put one back here as well. There we go. And then I don't want to really put any lights. Well, maybe a couple little lights here wouldn't hurt. Maybe that's what it needs. Some lanterns. Just to make it a little bit creepy. But not too lit. Then I think one can go here. Here. That should do it. It's not too lit up. And then once I figure out what tree is going to be up here, that'll be that. This area looks fine now. Now it actually has a little bit of light. Got a little bit of that, a little bit of that, maybe a couple more graves. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm happy with how that turned out. Clean out the inventory. Get ourselves a good view. Make it daytime. Beautiful. Look at that. That's nice. That turned out really nice. Graveyard is there, but just a little hidden. Just a little until you get closer to the church. You'll be like, oh, it's a graveyard. Yeah. No, we're good. And I think with that, we're going to call the stream. That's almost been about, it's getting close to 4 hours. So I feel like that is a good stopping point. Plus, I don't really know what else to build next. So I'll have to have a brainstorm, think, and then the next time I come back, we'll have to figure it out. Maybe I need to fill in more rooms inside the castle. There's a lot of half-finished rooms in there, which probably would be a good idea to do.